Yeah, I am up late tonight and I gotta get up early in the morning. I have to get up early in the morning. I don't know how people can even really sleep. There's so much, going on in the world. There's so much that's going on in the US, and I'll tell you, I don't want to say I hate it, but you know, I have just accepted the fact that I'm an empath, and I feel like the sorrow and the pain of, just people losing losing their jobs. Oh, it's you see what time it is. It is 12:27. I'm just gonna have to say my little prayer tonight, you know, just help me get, you know, when I wake up, let me just feel like I have slept for 8 hours. Every time I say that, I wake up and I'm good. But I'm gonna have to do it. Um oh, I don't know, guys. Um so anyway, I had a relative. Well, I think I'm gonna wait till more people come on before I tell this story. But I am up late. I'm usually not up this late. I usually just not. But I have a lot on my mind because I had a relative to say or to tell me that on their job, this is a private job. This is private private sector. And on one of my lives, I said that these cuts are going to be coming to the private sector. It just is. And I'm not trying to scare anybody. I think we just need to be realistic about what we're seeing, what was happening. And I said, job cuts will be coming to the private sector. And I'd be darned if a relative didn't tell me today that on their job, 5 people. Now this is a small company, but they do a lot of work. 5 people were 5 drivers were let go. Why? Because they were all on probation, brand new employees. They were drivers and they were let go. So I think, if you're in a private job, if you're in a job that is not the government, you need to start looking and thinking about what if. And you might be perfectly fine. You might be okay. Nothing may happen. But I think you need to start thinking about plan B, plan C, and plan D. Because they're going to start cutting jobs already in the state of Florida. And I don't know if you guys have heard, Ron DeSantis is now saying he's going to create his own state Doge, and they're going to start going through and cutting state jobs. This is just the beginning. Hello, everyone. Hi. Um, this is just the beginning. Now, as these employers see how these cuts are going in the government, how these cuts are going in the state, they're going to start cutting jobs. They are. They're going to start getting rid of the newer people because the newer people, you know, they're expendable. They'll put all the work on the people who have been there. They'll overwork them. And that's what they want to do. And then, the government, and this is really scary what I heard, and I'm connecting the dots, and I'm like, man, this isn't going to be good. So the House, they had enough votes to pass their budget, and it's my understanding that there are going to be cuts to Medicaid. I don't know about Medicare yet, but we all know that's the goal. That's their goal. Their goal is to cut Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security. Now, when they do all of these Medicaid cuts, thinking thinking critically, okay? When they do all of these Medicaid cuts, that's going to affect the doctors, that's going to affect the nurses, that's going to affect hospitals, that's going to affect all medical professions, just about. So when the nurses lose their jobs, the doctors, are no longer seeing Medicaid patients. What happens if we have another pandemic? Huh? What's going to happen? We're not going to have enough doctors or nurses, what? To take care of the people. This is a mess. This, I have all the years I have lived in this country, I have never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like this. It's just weird. It's just, it's almost like you just want to groan and moan about what's happening. And I'm not really talking about like what's happening now. I'm talking about what's going to happen in the future. I'm dealing with future stuff because it's going to get downright ugly. I went to Publix. I went to a Publix, today, and I don't know if you guys know, but Publix, they will do like BOGOs that are not listed like in their paper or on their website. So I went into a Publix today, and they actually had, some of you guys may not eat spam. You're like, oh, spam is gross. They had spam on sale, BOGO, and I've been waiting on it to go on sale, BOGO, because a lot of times their BOGO is cheaper than Costco. When I saw that, I just, I'm going to go back tomorrow, but I grabbed like 4 cans. Gonna go back, God willing, in the morning and get 4 more. And I advise you, if you live in the US, just, stock up a little bit because nothing's happening now. Like, there's nothing major happening now, but it's coming. It's coming. I just don't see any good going forward with this because it's almost like we're stuck in this loop. We're going to be stuck in this definitely for the next 2 years. And if we have an election, that's the time to make the change. But if we don't have an election, what are people going to do? What are people going to do? I just don't know. Why would someone with so much money, why would someone with so much money, thank you very much for subbing, I appreciate that. Why would someone with so much money want to touch the little guy or the little woman? Why? You have all of this money, billions and billions of dollars, billions of dollars. Why touch the little guy? Why touch the little people? Just evil. Evil. God has to be. And I just can't sit around and just not say anything, because I know it's going to get worse, guys. It's going to get worse. So I'm telling you now, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just telling you to just, think about your situation, the situation that you're in. If you were to lose your job, what are you going to do? Do you have money saved up? Can you start catching your bills up 3 months in advance? I thought about myself. I've been on my job almost 6 months. And there's somebody came in after me. So we could be on the chopping block. I could be on the chopping block. I made my last car payment today. And I was so thankful and grateful because I really don't know what's going to happen. And I'm looking at this from the standpoint of when the private sector, when these CEOs, these CFOs see the government cutting all of these jobs, they're going to want to do the same. And they're already starting. My relative already told me that it has happened on his job. And he doesn't have a government job. So I don't want you guys to think, oh, this is just happening to the government, workers. This is happening to them. It won't touch me. Oh, yes, it will. It will. So start thinking about what you're going to do. You might want to start just paying some extra money on your bills, or getting up, enough money to pay your bills in advance. Make sure you stock your homes with extra food, extra water. It's better just to be safe than sorry. Because it's like we haven't been hit yet by these tariffs. You're going to know, when gas prices start going up very high. You're going to know, you know, when food just starts going up, and food is already going up. And I'm going to be going to Costco. Let me see. I'm going to go to Costco over the weekend because I want to see what their shelves look like, because I remember when COVID hit. And I don't know if any of you have ever been in a Costco or was in a Costco when COVID hit. Like, the shelves were bare, very bare. Um, but I want to go to Costco because I want to look. I'm just gonna look up and see how their inventory looks. Do they have a lot of toilet paper? Do they have a lot of paper towels? Do they have, a lot of water? I just want to see what it's like, because that's going to tell the story for me for the next month or two. But trying times are ahead for this nation. And I don't know if I made that video public about what I thought 2025 was going to be like. But it's not going to be good. Lots of protests, people losing their jobs. And I feel for people. Not everyone who has lost their job in the government didn't necessarily vote for this man that's in office. You have a lot of people who voted for Kamala and they lost their job. I mean, people who lose their job, lose their house, a lot of times you can't recover from that because, the mortgage company wants you to have so many years on a job to qualify for a mortgage. And I read the saddest story today of a veteran. Now, he was a Trump supporter. He was in a position, I think it was 5 years, and he decided to go over or to transfer into another position. When he transferred over to the new position, he was automatically placed on probation. He got the axe. He was fired from his job. Now, had he stayed in the other position, he wouldn't have been touched. So he says. Get your affairs in order. Get your affairs in order. And I mean that. Have a good night.